the future of this case or things done. Things can be symbolic, metaphoric. They aren't always literal in how they come across. Spirit will use my references, experiences, or how I relate to things to try and explain what they are wanting to say. How we perceive the information is what matters. I tried to recreate it, because it kept flashing and I don't know the reason. The other part of my dream I'll leave for the Autowrite, because that's what told me I had to do that one or add that person in, and there goes the ball. Very evil kind of serial killer type feeling around it. That may be the house, but it feels like she was walking on in that direction or walking down the road. I'm wondering if her plan was to meet a boy. It feels like she was curious about one or liked one. I also feel her sticking her thumb out. So I don't know if she was hitchhiking for a ride or if it's symbolic, but I do know that wonder who was like in the next town over or a place close to where she was missing from. I only just heard about this case and ever serial killer type energy, and he may have done this before or will again. And that repeated. And I was stuck with Emily, so I'm going to try this. Sometimes spirit like down the road, white name. And that's the sketch I saw in my dream. He was white. There's also a reference to blue eyes. Ted showed me the blue eyes again. I zoomed in on them. I feel like I can hear a truck of some sort. It sounds louder, and I also like how it idles. How a semi sounds when it idles. That's what I kept hearing. And I see her like step into it. I don't know. I get the feeling strongly like she caught a ride, but I keep them. But when it repeats like that, I don't know. So I don't know. This one is hard for some reason. It could just be because I don't want to get anything wrong. So the blue eyes, he must be white. And I also hear a refrigeration truck. That's kind of weird to hear. Or there could be refrigeration in the back of the truck. So I don't know why I'm getting like a dark color raised truck and then a semi truck. The raised truck that is dark in color is the one that I see driving down the dirt road. The one that she got in sounded like a semi, and it had stairs, chrome stairs. You can see them very clearly. And one of those things that is chrome that comes up with the steam. That was I think it was on the other side. I don't know if it's on just one or either side, but that was very specific. And I just want to say the truck is red, just like in Delphi. I am wondering if the guy is local but drives a truck, and that's why two different trucks, or at least lives close by. He comes across as nice and I think harmless. I get that he may look younger than his age. I don't know. 54 kind of pops in. As she was unalive right away, I'm thinking that she was held for a bit. I also keep getting a random trailer kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea what that means. Anyone know if she was on a hiking trail or people hike around there? Because I think the perpetrator smokes. I mean, I keep getting the sketch of his daughter on the dash by the mile per hour thing, and I don't even know if it's really his daughter, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I feel like that's what he used. Like, I have a daughter your age, and maybe like made himself look like a family man, whether it's a ploy or not. And I think it was. But there is a reference to an Aussie type dog, black and white and hairy. You can see that Aussie dog very clearly. So, I don't know why that's coming in, but if he had one of those or not. I think he did, because I see it sitting on the seat of the truck as a lure. But there is some reason that she trusted him, although being very naive at that age, just wanting to get with where she was going and away from where she was. So I don't know if she was ever into instruments or music, but I can see different kinds. I also feel like maybe it's not the first time she snuck out. I don't know if anybody knew about that, but there's something about 140 miles. It could be I-40 or the number 140, but I'm thinking it's 140 miles because she looked this up afterwards. She was found 100 miles away, 40 miles more maybe. I don't know. Whoever it pretends to be, some good guy, when he's really not. He puts on good face and is charming. He doesn't feel threatening at the time. I'm thrown because I pulled some cards and they insinuated there could be multiple people involved or an accomplice. I'm only seeing that one guy, so I'm questioning it all. I don't know if she was artsy or liked to draw or paint because I see pictures on the wall. Got a ride with the wrong person. Could be local to AZ, but just Arizona, but just passing through this area, so that's why I heard both. It feels like he had everything he needed in the truck at his disposal and that he was at a crime of opportunity in the moment of vulnerability. This is if they ever seen a truck parked on that route like I've described. I just don't understand the two different vehicles unless he's not far from home and switch vehicles, but at some point I feel like it's parked on the side of the road. I get a reference to 23 as well. I don't know why, but I also see like a white truck bed. White truck, I can't let go of that. And again, my throat's hurting again. And again, those chrome things put out steam. He's driving through here more than once, so he knows the route, and that's why she was put where she was. He wanted her to be found, but nothing to trace back to him. I don't know if the family that he pretends to have is a ploy or if he's with them. I don't think he is the further I got along. I keep getting kind of a house or a trailer somewhere, definitely a trailer, somewhere kind of remote, and I keep seeing him bury the rest of her and what's missing. I think he was worried about DNA because she did fight him. I feel like, heck, he could have scratch marks on his neck or did. He may have wore a jacket with a high collar or missed work after. The word I'm seeing being taped by a phone or something, or her being taped. So I don't know if he recorded her or something to look back on. I also feel, I don't know, a piece of clothing or some sort of trophy was kept. I'm realizing she was dumped because I keep pulling up his residence. He's very good at hiding who he is. The likelihood, remember, I'm taking it from a vision. Look, I'm taking it from a vision and showing you guys, so it might not be perfect. There could be some trouble. Also, I hear the name Joseph, and RNC kind of came in. I was trying to tap in on the license, so I'm not sure. Trophies such as in hands. And again, continued Autowrites into Emily. This is now 3/12/25. I know one thing, when I tap in with her, I always want to cough and I can't breathe. The fact that some research that I did on the feelings as to why I felt the hands were kept tells me it is serial in nature, as it is about having a trophy and taking away power. Serials are known to do this. I just can't shake that in some sort of serial, and it is about psychopathy of that serial too. Power and control, and I'm wondering if he is much like Ted because of the fact that they were wearing the same thing in my dream, and he said just like me, and Ted did similar things. I think this guy could be similar in some ways because of the interconnect, and also the fact that they were both portrayed by Saturn in the crime chart, making this an older male, probably in his 50s, which I saw after the first Autowrite. So he could have a drinking and substance problem. And I am wondering about his trucking thing, like being a ruse. It could be that he is private and uses the truck, if you get my drift. What makes me second guess is that the fact why she would get in a vehicle with him. I can only think that he came across as non-threatening, and saying he had a wife and kid and a dog is a ruse. He could be bigger type male, and I don't know if the man I keep seeing and how the sketch done for is him seems bigger. As I tapped in more, he seemed like a bigger guy. Maybe a bit country when he talks. I keep hearing the words little lady. Seeing more of him, but he's in the shadows. Definitely feel he wears a lot of hats, like ball caps, but I also get a reference to possibly even a cowboy hat. His hair seems lighter shade of brown, and he may have thinning. And may seem like he's innocent and doesn't mean harm. He's cunning. She wants to go into who he is. I feel like she doesn't really want to talk about what happened to her too much, because the point is catching him, right, I guess. I get my head hurting at the top again, but majorly feel like I can't breathe. I also feel like I hear the word plaything. I also get lots of brutality, and there may be some racism to this, but I also get back to the hand and what the handprint stands for Native women. This is about taking her voice as well. The man is good at manipulation and a hatred for women. I've seen Ted in my dreams, checker type shirts at times. Sometimes I just t-shirts, jeans, brown lace up boots. I can't stop that sound of the truck engine. It's something that tends to repeat the sound of it. I walk with a limp for some reason. There's 3 other cases at least, I think. I heard 3 other cases. That's the words I heard. Going back to Delphi Autowrites, the color red is coming in again. I also feel like he has a certain ritual about how he does things. I get a reference to chameleon, someone that can blend into surroundings, and then again can seem just some random nice stranger. The first 3 cards I pulled were good guy, stranger, and bad guy. So, I mean, that's kind of validating the reading. They are reminding me that I got the thief card, but this is more about the thief of lives. I feel like he could use different ruses to get people to trust him. I don't know, he could seem odd, but people don't think anything of it. There's a reference to religion or church as I'm shown across, and I'm hearing looking for trouble, so there's a reference to the way he felt about her looking for trouble and going to meet the boy. I don't know, I feel like that residence has to be relevant, and maybe she was held there and alive there and then taken to the personal space to the dump spot. I think he has a shop with power tools. He reeks of alcohol. She is saying I should have known better. I do feel her sacrifice will bring some clarity to indigenous missing kids and the home and women, and how many bags, because I get 3, not sure why. And there is something about her clothes as well. I'll have to tell you that I heard the word frequent truck stops, so I don't know, he may pick up prostitutes, and the front of my neck is hurting now too. I feel like there's some type of tattoo on his chest over his heart area in reference to tribal some sort of tattoo. But every time I see him, I get white features like blue eyes and his skin tone. He's a larger male. I'm getting 240, so that may be around that in weight. I don't know if I'm hearing like 5'11", so maybe around that. I don't know if always was that big though. This man kind of reminds me of the guy. They show me some medications he may take, and they show me pill bottles. He's got something about American flag maybe on his truck. Seems like he's a proud type of American, kind of Republican values. Sorry, it is what it is. Deal with it. In the chart, in the cards, but I can't see her. Sorry. Keep seeing him alone. There's pictures of missing kids, and I keep seeing missing posters, like missing posters. Kind of weird. He may sometimes have facial hair, mustache, beard, light brown, and there might be some gray even coming in. I may be able, switching over again. There's a reference to jail bars or either past or future. But I also get the word assault, so maybe there's a history of that. The essay or just regular. He's definitely an alcoholic, and I do think sometimes he does narcotics. Delusions and illusions come to mind with him. Robert is another name I'm getting. Sorry about all the names. Can be connected. Just remember I'm doing an Autowrite. I just heard he doesn't care about anybody but himself, and he's so mean. He's a narcissist, of course. He may himself, and he's so mean. He's a narcissist, of course. He may have him, and he may not have kind of been around a few days after. Psychopath is the truest kind. I feel like he's got larger hands. I keep getting the hands like a reference to the neck, but larger, kind of fatter. Weird one. He may have a black thumbnail or something at some point. I know that's random. I keep getting him with tools, so he may use them in some way, a mechanic, or just fixes things on or cars on the side. I've seen him wiping oil off his hands. The word Chester comes in, or something in some way. Because I did hear it, but I don't know why I want to connect directly to him. This just feels like 6-foot individual serial killer tendencies. I keep thinking there are more or will be more. I keep getting reference to dark-haired, I think, ex-girlfriend of his. Long dark hair, it comes in ex-girlfriend unless it's delusions or, one of his victims. I hear the word uncle, so I'm not really sure if he is one or not. And as far as the globe, I'm getting the outskirts of it. I don't know why I'm hearing Annabelle either, so just hang on to it. I just want to keep pushing because I don't want to keep pushing because I'll just pick up other things in other cases. So let's just start with this, and I'll add maybe some EVPs that may fit that came in the other night, and I'll just add the sound because I feel like the balls are going off. So that figures. And I'll add the sketches in the end. I tried to make him look 54 or 50s or older. Maybe I should just move. There we go.
A light brown hair. I'm pretty sure that's what I got before. And there's specifically a mustache that keeps coming in. Kind of a thicker mustache. And I feel like he's got a twang to his voice. I don't know if that's his real voice or if it's just something he adds. Person looked at her as if she was an adult. There's a feeling of, I keep wanting to connect it to the, I don't know. I hear wrong place, wrong time. I see somebody placing a teddy bear there at the site. I'm getting the name Mal. So when I saw him through her eyes, it's still the blue eyes. He has lighter brown hair, but it's it's longer, and he had a baseball cap on, and he looked very much like that. But the biggest thing was the thick mustache. I was talking to him, combing his beard that's or not beard, mustache that's thicker. with like one of those black combs. So the reason why they keep showing me this and they're repeating it is that he may do this a lot. But I see him looking in like a rear view and like combing his mustache like that. Tattoo that seems to be wrapped around his arm. Let's see, I'm trying to think. The other thing is that I do feel like, again, he acted alone, but there's these other energies or whatever that I keep getting that I feel like could be alter egos or something of the sort. That's kind of a weird feeling. It's hard to tell that in readings, but that's kind of what it feels like, because I only see him physically doing things to her. But whenever I pick up those other energies, it's not like they're real. I don't know how else to explain it. This guy is psychopathic. He's probably a serial killer, carries that serial killer energy, according to especially what I've gotten so far. He is a narcissist. He's a manipulator, but again, this is what came in the previous readings, is that he pretends to be somebody that he's not. So he pretends to be very nice and charming and, you know, helpful when he's really not. He has ulterior motives. So it's very much that he's also familiar with the area, as also came in the readings. And something about a significant belt buckle that keeps coming in as well. So interestingly enough, in the Delphi Autowrites, I did get ranching or something. There may be some connection to that at some point in his life. I don't know if it's now or what that is. But I do feel, again, he has issues with substances. But he does travel. So I keep wanting to put him, like I said, like in a truck. I don't know if that's just... For some reason, this time when I saw him, his hair was longer and kind of like stragglier. Like it came down the back. But specifically that thicker mustache I keep seeing him comb. It's very odd. I don't know. He's OCD about his truck. So I don't know if he keeps it really clean or whatever. Certain things about it. And there's a reference to his dash having like one of those Hawaiian girls on it or something significant. I don't know if people even do that anymore, so it's kind of weird. But they're showing me like a Hawaiian girl on his dash. And his dash is beige. Like a beige kind of leather. At the reading that you probably just watched, I got like an altar or weird thing. Now I'm seeing him with his shirt off. He's cutting his hand. He's bowing to this altar. So some kind of, like, again, I don't know if he's worshiping Satan or what he's doing. So it's kind of a random vision that just came in as I'm sitting here watching this. So